one of the things we want to bring in is Scott. Now let Scott sell himself in a second, but like, I don't understand if you're a kid that is even thinking maybe I want to swim in college or not. Doesn't matter how serious a swimmer you are, right? Like Drew said, we had like 20 kids from the class of 2020 swimming. I just heard from one of them, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that kid was swimming in college, and I didn't know they were swimming at that college, right? We've had kids the last bunch of years go to, everything from big Power 5 schools to schools, frankly, a lot of us haven't ever heard of. And they're swimming there, and it's going to be a great part of their experience. But this tool, the free one is awesome because it's free, but the pay one is crazy cheap for what do you get. And considering how much, like, it costs less than like applying to your safety school. So like, even if you're thinking about swimming, I don't understand why you wouldn't take advantage of SwimCloud. So with that, I'll let Scott take over. Scott, let me spotlight you here. Boom, floor is yours, buddy.
Good evening back. Drew, Jake, really appreciate the opportunity, and I'd really like to commend Drew and Jake on their leadership. Just listening to the conversation that they just had with your team, y'all are in good hands. There are teams across the country that I speak to every day that are really, really hurting, and I commend you guys for doing what you're doing for the kids. I do not want this to be a big, heavy sell. A little bit about myself. I was fortunate enough to swim at Columbia University in New York City. I graduated in 1992. I had just an awesome time. Swimming in college is just so great. And I also coach a club team called State Line. I'm sure you've seen us at some meets. That's a part-time job. I found this working for SwimCloud as a part-time job. So I'm kind of working full-time all in swimming, and it's absolutely fantastic. So through my gig here at SwimCloud, I get to help promote collegiate swimming, which is just, again, something that I love. So let me start, and I know we have a lot of parents on this call, and I'll just start with basically what you're trying to do as a parent, and even the coaches on the call, is you're trying to figure out an equation, and everybody's variables for this equation are going to be different. You're going to take, like Drew said earlier, you go to college for college first. That should be everybody's first and foremost criterion, is going to school for school. Then if you want, then there are other things. Maybe distance. Do I want to hop on a plane, or do I need to be close? What's the overall cost? Do I need to have a scholarship, or can I go Division III? You name it, there's all sorts of variables. But in your younger years of high school, you need to start thinking about these things, talking to some of your older teammates that have been through the college recruiting process, and they can help you determine what, help you with some of the variables, okay? So I'm gonna hop on and let's get right into the tool, because the guys wanted me to try to keep this to 20 minutes. And so, can you see the screen there, Jake? Okay.
Yep, it's a little like the window you have open now is a little small. So I don't know what if you want to maximize it or what.
Try it again. There we go. I think that's it. That better?
Boom. There you go. That's what we look.
Okay. As Jake mentioned earlier, we have basically two accounts. Everybody can claim a free account, or our upgraded varsity account is a measly $29. One-time fee, $29. It's the cheapest thing going. And I'm going to show you guys tonight what we call the varsity account. So I'm logged in right now as my son, Jack Kitzman. He's a rising sophomore. He starts school next year. So this is Jack's account right now. And let's just go through a couple things. Everybody has a feed. So think about your Instagram feed, your Facebook feed. You can favorite schools. Whenever meet results get posted for you, they will show up over here. If a video gets uploaded, and we'll touch on video again later. If you get tagged in a video, which I want everybody to do because college coaches can see these videos, they show up here. Over on the right, we tell you what your profile strength is. SwimCloud is an opt-in. What we do is we take swim meet results from club, college, high school. We take all the data that's included in a swim meet result, which is basically name, date of birth, and USA swimming number. That's all that we have. That's all that we know. Everything else is provided by you if you want to, okay? So we give everybody kind of a profile strength here. So right now we say that my son is kind of advanced. Here's what the profile looks like over here. Click profile, edit profile. And you can go in here and put in things like, believe it or not, that coaches want to know your height, your weight, your shoe size, how to contact you. How do you want to be contacted? Email, phone, text, mom and dad's email address, phone numbers. My daughter's a senior. Believe it, I get contacted a lot by college coaches saying why I need to consider this school for my daughter. And then just across the top, these are some other things. You can put in your academics, your high school class, when you anticipate going into college. Some intended majors, like if you want to be in engineering and a school doesn't have engineering, they're probably not going to recruit you. ACT scores, SAT scores. You can upload academic transcripts. Now, if you upload a transcript, a coach cannot see that. What they need to do is they will ask you to see that transcript. You may upload a photo, and this is the photo that shows up on your profile page back here. And again, I'm kind of going quick here, guys. And if anybody has any questions, Jake has my contact info. Please feel free to get a hold of me. All right. SwimCloud is a bunch of swim nerds. It was started by Greg Earhart. He used to coach Carthage College over in Kenosha. He's currently the College Swim Coaches Association of America executive director. So he's working daily to try to make sure that we don't lose programs like Iowa. He had a big conference call today with a number of people regarding Iowa. Anyhow, let's go over your profile. We create a power index. Basically, your power index is a rank. We take your best times, and most everything in here has a hot link. So how are your recruiting scores calculated? So basically what we do is we take the NCAA Division I national qualifying time, and we rank that as number 1. And then we create these buckets. So for my son, we go back here, in the 200 free, he has 40.99 points. In the 100 free, 42.98, on and on. So we get a power index of 42.92. All right, great. What does that mean? Well, again, we rank everything. Whoops. So if we go over here to recruiting, if we go to the class of 2023 for men in the United States, in Wisconsin, these are all the top ranked swimmers by that time, okay? So again, everything gets created into a numeric score. Now let's go to the college search. This is one of the coolest features about SwimCloud, and this is where our tool is unlike any other. We have 100% of the college swim meet results submitted to us. We have all of the colleges that have swim programs in America on our site. And so with that, you're able to do a search. So let's say, again, mom and dad and Jack were sitting down at the coffee table on Saturday. We just start plunking around looking for schools. And let's say we're looking for schools within 1,500 miles of where we live, and we're looking for a 4-year school. Campus environment. Well, we're just starting our research. We don't really know. Cost, same thing, or we could put in, let's go $10,000 to $25,000. Academics, again, we don't really know. The free account stops at these criterion here. The $29 varsity account gets you the swimming capability. So we could look at teams where my son's 100 free would be a member of the A relay. So because we know my son's 100 freestyle time, and we know all of the colleges' freestyle times, these are all the colleges where 16 schools came up that are within 1,500 miles, where my son's 100 free where he'd be a member of the A relay. At University of Oshkosh, Wisconsin Oshkosh, he'd be second on the team. Fredonia, Baruch, all this other stuff. All right, let's hop into this one. Again, everything's clickable. Each school has this information. Each school in our database has this information. Here's their homepage. Here's the about screen. So again, you're sitting down with your athlete at the kitchen table or at the coffee table. You can do a lot of research about a lot of schools quite easily. There's the map. Here's where the divisions or the conferences that they're in, the enrollment, the attendance, the ethnic profile of the school, the typical admissions rate. So UW Oshkosh, 19 to 24 on the ACT, 71% admission, 53 graduation rate. And then this is by family income. We link all this stuff. We grab it from the Department of Education's database on schools. So right now we know that, based on cost, $16,000 a year, Jack could fit on the A relay. That's pretty cool. Here's the meets that the team, UW Oshkosh, has participated in. Here are the times. All of this stuff I'm showing now is available for free. So I heard Drew and Jake talk about not being able to get in and swim and not being able to get in and compete and maybe not have a taper meet or some goals. Maybe you can look at some of these things and have a goal. So, if University of Oshkosh is on your radar and you're a male 50 freestyler, I don't know, chances are you probably need to be low 22, high 21s. That's a great opportunity to say, hey, Jake, I want to go to Oshkosh. Right now I'm a 23 and a 50. What do I need to do to get down to 21? Great, we got all this new dryland equipment. Let's start getting stronger. Or if you're a woman, what you need to do. And this works for all of the events. 500 free, women. And again, this is absolutely free. Again, it's a way to create a conversation with your parents, with your coaches, so that your coaches know what your goals are and how you can go about achieving them when we are able to get back in the pool. Or this can help you bridge that gap when we are out of the pool. Each school has a ranking tab. So Oshkosh is 5th in the WEAC. They're 50 plus in Division III. And again, because we're swim nerds, we rank everything. We assign point values. I'll let you get into this, but you can kind of see how the team has ebbed and flowed. The women's team, the men's team, on and on. Most schools will put in their team records. So it's kind of nice to see how the team records have gone. And maybe one of your criterion for choosing a school is, I want to be, big fish in a small pond, or I want to be a small fish in a big pond, right? So, the 50 freestyle here for the women is a 24:47. We show the progress of how that record has gone down over time. So, if you're a female in the 50 freestyle right now, that's around 24 mid, and you'd like to go somewhere instead of school record, here you go. So that's kind of a cool feature that you can see how the times have progressed. Well, this is really bad. These must be some bad data. 54 in the 100 freestyle for men from 2008 doesn't seem quite right. Anyway, we also show the roster. And here's where this comes in. All right, so here's the people that you'd be hanging out with. Wisconsin, 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 Colorado, Wisconsin. Women, Wisconsin, Illinois, 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 Wisconsin. Okay, not bad. Let's take a look at Florida. Bear with me, Florida State. I was showing a team this roster and got some questions about it. Maybe you're looking for more exposure to some international kids. Brazil, Hungary, Ontario, Barrington, Illinois. She's fairly close. England, New Zealand, France. So you can get a good feel for the team and what your teammates would be, again, based off of the roster. Let's go back to Oshkosh, because that's kind of you can see, you can search for anything just up in that search screen there. All right, here's the other thing. Parents on the call. Every school has a coaches tab. The college coaches want to hear from the swimmers. They don't want to hear from you, parents. I'm sorry, hate to break it to you, but they want to talk to your swimmers. They don't want to talk to you. Maybe they'll talk to Jake, maybe they'll talk to Drew if they want to get some further information. And then after the recruiting process and that we start talking about offers, that's when college coaches will talk to you. But again, sitting at the kitchen table, you want to email a coach, boom, email. Hello, introduction. My name is, and you can have a template letter that you just copy and paste and put in here. Preview it. Here's what we also do. This is kind of cool. We send out, when you email a college coach through SwimCloud, we send them your name, your profile picture, your power index, where you rank, and your top 5 times. And that's where the body of the email shows up. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. And all just lickety split, just like that. And again, don't sit around waiting to get contacted by a college coach. If you're interested in a school, even as a freshman or sophomore, and you want to email a Division I coach, they'll talk to you later, even though they can't talk to you now because of recruiting rules. They'll email you back and say, hey, thanks for the note. I can't talk to you right now. Okay? So that's emailing. Some schools put in their facilities. This Oshkosh hasn't done it yet. Maybe I'll go over to Florida State. Let's go to Florida State again because they do it. Okay, we're sitting here in Madison, Wisconsin. How good does this look? Even though it's 90 degrees right now, but about December, training in this facility would be pretty darn cool. Click to learn more. It'll take you to about the aquatic center, view more photos, things like that. Then again, another opportunity, recruiting. A lot of schools, this is up to them, but when a swimmer commits to a school, I'm sure you've seen these in SwimSwam and everywhere. You have the ability to commit to a school and put this out there for yourself. But the school will put down recruiting information. Again, recruiting requirements. If you're a woman, Florida State won't talk to you unless you're 23.5 in the 50 freestyle. Once again, another great opportunity for you as a swimmer to have a dialogue with Drew and Jake and the other back coaches to say, hey, this is one of my goals. These are the times that I need to have in order to get recruited. And then by the time I come in as a freshman, that's where they want me for the females and for the males. Okay. Pretty cool. Any questions, Jake, on that so far?
Nope. You're doing great.
Okay, good. So when you do this college search and you get a list of schools, you can favorite them. And I'll show you what that is, this add favorite. So let's go back to Oshkosh. By clicking add favorite, the Oshkosh coach gets notified that Jack Kitzman of the State Line Aquatic team just favorited him. And I'll show you that in a second. Next, we have this how do I fit in button. And this is the $29 thing. And this is crazy, crazy cool. So we match everything up. We have these 4 variables: distance, cost, academic scores. As you get on in your academic career, this gets filled out. But we put down some team strength. So my son is a 42.9 on the power index. The average prospective student at Oshkosh is a 79.3. And there's 2 other kids from the class of 2023 interested in Oshkosh. We show how do you fit in. So in the 100 freestyle, my son would be second on the team. There's this dude, Jack Miller, who's a 47.3, and Jarrett Leader, who's a junior, is a 49.4. So coming in, Jack would be second on the team and, might be a big fish in a small pond. Not only that, because we know the results of the WEAC Athletic Conference, we will put the results down in here. So once again, the colleges want scores. And so right now, my son would be 29th with his 100 freestyle time from last year. Want to check out some other swims? Just hit the drop-down box. 200 free, he'd be third on the team, 22nd at the conference meet. Want to go top 8? He's got to go 143 to make the A heat at the conference meet. Once again, great opportunities to have conversations with your back coaches about what your long-term goals are in order to keep up some progress. If you had an ACT score, we'd put you in there. The average cost, average net price, and then we actually will map out how far away it is for you on a Google map. So pretty cool stuff for $29. And that works for every college that shows up in this college research for $29. It's just absolutely silly. Let me show you the favorites button. So over here, these are the schools that my son Jack has favorited. So all these coaches have been notified that Jack's interested. We have, when you apply or when you upgrade to that varsity account, you get the interested in me tab. And so a college coach can do the same thing. He can favorite you as a swimmer. And when you get that, it will show up there. I'm gonna be my daughter. I mentioned my daughter's a senior this year. And so I'm gonna be her now because she actually has some people that like her. So college is interested in her: Beloit, Lake Forest, Trinity, Oberlin, Mount Union. We just keep a running list. And so it's kind of nice as a swimmer to see that colleges have done their research on SwimCloud and like what they see, and so they'll reach out and favorite you. Jake, how am I doing on time?
You're doing great. Did you just say that no one likes your son, but these people like your daughter?
Well, he's a sophomore.
Oh, okay, all right.
He's a little bit.
People will hopefully like him later. I
would hope they'd like him later.
Yeah. All right. Good.
I mean, Jack, he's a likable enough kid, but in terms of college recruiting, probably after your sophomore year and clearly into your junior year is when the coaches start looking for you. So, freshman year, you start, laying the groundwork, looking at some of the schools, start talking about the swim, the collegiate equation with your family, with your back coaches. And then start dreaming. Why not? Right? It's a whole big world out there. All right. For the last, I'm rushing really quick. I'm going. I want to show you guys what a college coach actually does. College coaches buy access to our database, and there are some other recruiting services that want to charge the swimmers an exorbitant amount of money, and then give the data to the colleges. We charge the colleges a very minimal amount, and we charge the swimmers what we think is a very minimal amount as well, trying to be just fair and open. We do not want to profit on some kid's dream to go to college, into swimming college. All right. So I'm now impersonating the Beloit College coach. That's the place where we swim. And so this is what a college coach gets. They have a feed as well. I mentioned video. The Beloit College coach has favorited my daughter Elena. Here's a video of my daughter swimming at a practice. He's able to see it if the swimmer gives him permission. So we can show her, that's Elena there in the video because we tag them. And in COVID here, during COVID, there are no coaches traveling. So I cannot tell you how many coaches are really using the video aspect of SwimCloud rather than trying to figure out who somebody is in a YouTube video, to go right out here and know who's who. Next, the coach can send a comment. Hey, Elena, great swim. Send me more. And then Elena gets that. Pretty cool. All right. So that's his coach's feed. Over here, and I'm going to go really fast. When you favorite a school, that's what these people have done. These kids have favorited Beloit College, and he gets notified of it. Okay. So that's kind of nice. And then what he does, what the Beloit College coach will do, is he can run a same search. And let's just go sort of quick here. Looks very familiar to what I showed you guys. But let's say that he's looking for, there's a dearth of swimmers in Alaska that want to go to Beloit, Wisconsin. And I'll just use Alaska because chances are, I don't think many of you guys know anybody in Alaska. So I don't think I'll get share any data. Okay. Beloit College is fairly rigorous. So we're looking for somebody greater than a 25 on the ACT. Let's just leave it at that. Oops. No Alaska swimmers found. Well, that's not good. Okay, so found them all. So here somebody popped up, Parker Nolan. He can click on him. There he is. His rankings, we rank absolutely everything. Photo. Here's that request academic transcript. We see that he's a 31 on the ACT. If we want to contact him, we just shoot him a message right here. Make an internal note. That sort of stuff. It's really, it's both sides of the same coin. It's really, really pretty amazing. But I'm sorry, I don't know why the search didn't work. If there was a video out there, oh, here, Bryce Torrance. He uploaded video. Shows up here. And again, he can watch him go through. Okay? So that's kind of both sides of the recruiting equation from the SwimCloud tool. But it's a tool in an arsenal. There should be a lot of stuff in your toolbox. Your back coaches, your mom and dad, your high school teachers, your AP teachers, you name it. Use the resources that are available to you to make some good decisions. I think that pretty much covers it. And I think that's probably the fastest I've ever gone through and done one.
Well, thanks. Now we appreciate this, Brad. Obviously, there is a lot to this. I've seen Scott demonstrate this a bunch on pool decks to interested coaches and families. Scott, you want to stop your share for a second there?
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot to it. And needless to say that if you just get it and fiddle with it, you're going to get a lot more experience with it than just the 20-minute tutorial. They're talking to another coach who, if a swimmer comes to them and says, I'm interested in talking about college swimming, one of the first things they'll say is, how filled out is your portfolio on SwimCloud? If the answer is not fully, the coach says, go away, finish it, and then come talk to me.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yep. So I think also, before we get to the Q&A real quick, I think, let's see, Rick Zeal has a kid heading off to class of 2020 swimming, and I think he mentioned that he used SwimZone, so he had a little bit, SwimCloud. So, Rick, did you want to just chime in a little bit?
Yeah, Scott, thank you for sharing. I think I'm going to be your testimonial here tonight. I mean, it's a fantastic tool. We used it for Caitlin a couple of years ago, and we're using it for Mackenzie as well right now. But for Caitlin, and I think one of the things for the parents out there is get your kid's account and go play a little bit too. What it did for us was just open up an enormous amount of colleges that we didn't know had swim programs, or we wouldn't have thought of originally. And Caitlin ended up at one of those schools at St. Cloud State and loving it. And initially found it through SwimCloud, and was able then to start researching the college itself, by narrowing the scope down. because there's just so many out there. I can't remember what the total number of schools is, but it's vast.
It's over 600.
Yeah,
Over 600
so
swimming
getting in
programs.
there, just an awesome tool just to narrow that search down and make it a little less overwhelming.
And I don't think I said this earlier, and I want to thank you for those comments. That's wonderful. There are almost 9,000 freshman swimmers when things are normal. It's really a big number and kind of hard to believe, but throughout all the divisions, NAIA Division III, 9,000 incoming freshman swimmers. So if you want to swim in college, chances are there is a spot for you. And again, this is just a tool to help find other unknowns that you wouldn't have ever thought of.
Awesome. So let's open it up.
Jake,
Drew.
The college coaches that I've talked to, not to name drop, but, like Yuri here and stuff, they're aware that people aren't going to be able to do times right now. So they're way more basing stuff on what kids look like. So the video is super important.
Right.
One of the things that Yuri had said too is I want to see what their ability to kick underwater looks like and stuff. So that's kind of how COVID is changing those guys, because once again, they're not even in the water right now realistically, but so their recruiting is now going to be, like Scott was saying, virtual, and any videos that, kids, parents have is going to be highly, highly sought after by the college coaches, because they know there is no meets happening anywhere to really grab those times that will be meaningful.
Awesome. That's correct. The amount of videos that we've received from swimmers is just amazing. A lot of swimmers have made like a highlight reel, so they show 50 of each stroke or something like that. Even the free account, everybody, the free account, you're able to upload 3 videos for free. Again, we want kids to swim in college.